In this week's video, I want to talk about this place, Dubai, and why I moved here, the decision I made to set up business here as well, and everything in between.
We've come a long, long way together, through the hard times and the good. I have to celebrate you, baby. I have to praise you like I should.
Now, obviously, reason number one would have to be the weather. You know, it's the middle of February right now. I am from Scotland. This is unheard of. Like, you do not get this weather even in summer, never mind February. And so, yeah, it's quite amazing to be in a position where you open your front door and you can walk out and get like just perfect weather. Now, that said, it's not ideal in the summertime. It's arguably too hot. Not even arguably too hot. It's too hot. It's unbearably hot. Like, I moved here in July of 2023, and my first month I spent, every time I stepped outside, I was head to toe in sweat within the first 10 seconds. Honestly, it's not nice, but you know, the same can be said for nearly every country in the world. You know, like where I'm from, you take winter breaks to get some sunshine. You also go away in the summer to get even more sunshine, and it's a similar thing here. It's, you know, not ideal all year round. For probably 8 months of the year it's perfect. 6 months a year it's perfect. 8 months a year it's good, and then for the other 4 months you probably should look to go somewhere else, or you just make use of what everything Dubai has to offer indoors, because everything here just pretty much moves indoors, and the AC and stuff like that is just obviously cranked. Now, the next point would have to be how safe it is. Honestly, there is like no theft here at all, and to illustrate this point, I'm going to leave my phone on the wall just here. I don't know if you can see that, and I'm just going to leave it, and I'm just going to wander off. Now, I would never do this anywhere else. I lived in London. I've lived a lot of places. I've travelled to a lot of different locations, and you don't even feel safe like eating out and leaving your phone on the table beside you, like in case someone was to run by and just grab it. Whereas here in Dubai, like there's no theft, there's no danger of you walking outside and getting attacked, or someone trying to steal, you know, your watch. Or I hear people leave their, and we do it often as well, like we just leave our apartment open. People leave their cars open, unlocked, like Lamborghinis, Porsches, Maybachs, you know, and they will just leave it sort of at the side of the road, unlocked, and there's never any danger of anything going wrong with it. So that's a huge plus. Again, London, you know, I used to walk off the tube and I saw people like laid there just after being stabbed, you know, like it was a very sort of uneasy place for a long time, and it's only getting worse. And again, a huge part of Dubai for me is the fact that it is so safe and there is very little crime. And then the next thing as well, what I've found so far is the people here that live here, the residents, everyone here like builds everyone up, you know, whereas again in London or in the UK, I nearly get ran over with a bike. But in the UK, it's like as soon as you're a little bit successful, or you're trying to do something, you're trying to achieve something, you're trying to make progress with your life, everyone kind of shits on you, you know. And whereas here, someone sees you doing well and they build you up, you know. Everyone wants to support each other. Everyone wants to see everyone else succeed, because then that inspires them to do better. That, you know, also allows them to be more successful, etc., etc. So in terms of the people here, I feel like it's just a really great place to be, and you're surrounding yourself with these like highly motivated, highly successful, highly success-driven, inspired, motivated people all the time, and that's only a good environment to be in. So I love that. I'm going to go back now and get my phone. It doesn't really illustrate it, but I could leave that phone, I could leave it there until tomorrow. Thank you. Well, you want some of this? Yeah? Okay. Thank you. You're good. Thank you. You're probably thinking that wasn't a great example of showing you how safe something is, but really there's no way of showing you how safe it is, because nothing happens, right? Like if it was dangerous, I'd show you how dangerous it is, but honestly, like there's nothing that happens here that is remotely close to being dangerous, right? I think the roads probably would be the most dangerous part of the whole situation. It's carnage. The roads are absolutely carnage. You just get drivers from every sort of different area with different sort of road rules, if you like. And yeah, it can be pretty interesting, let's say that. And also for me personally, I'm driving on the other side of the road, so yeah, we've had a few near misses, but look, it's fun. It's all part of it. But anyway, I'm out at this coffee shop today, which is another great point about Dubai as well. There's just so many great places to work here, and the service, which I'll get onto, the service is always really good as well. And again, it's just that environment. You're surrounding yourself. There's so many people in here with laptops and, you know, working hard, and it's just a really great environment to just knuckle down and ultimately better yourself. So yeah, really enjoying it so far. I'm going to get back to work, and we'll run through more of this later.
Tell your girl to link me at the coffee shop.
Great feedback as well, by the way, from all the new members of the team, so everyone's doing a great job there. It's awesome. In terms of long form stuff, Heather, I don't know if we'll have anything to go out this Sunday.
Hey, you ain't got a clue, let's be honest. I had a couple seasons made a forest. I put in the work and take the profit. Looking at my girl, that what God is.
This right here is the infamous Rachel, who, for older viewers of the vlog, will remember. Where did we 4 years ago?
Yes. I invited you out for dinner to a grocery store in Mexico.
Yeah. In our first week ever traveling in Mexico, this crazy Canadian lady came over and was like, let's go for dinner. And we did, and it's evolved into a beautiful friendship. Yeah.
I can never die, I'm Chuck Norris.
Another thing I must mention is how instant everything is here in Dubai. You can literally get whatever you want, whenever you want, any time of day. You click a few buttons on your phone and within an hour, someone will turn up to your door with that thing. It's incredible. Now, as mentioned, I also have lived in London, and London is very good too. You know, it's you can get things with relative ease. Food especially, but here it feels like a complete different level. You know, that lady who you saw just a moment ago, she is in cleaning the apartment here for the next couple of hours. Last night Rachel came back, we had some food, we chilled, and I woke up this morning, I was like, you know what, this place could do with a bit of a tidy. Now that might seem very lazy to you, and it is, like, I'll admit, but at the end of the day, it's the middle of the week, I've got so much on with work, and a couple of hours I would spend tidying the apartment, I could be put into much better use. So I don't really care what you think. At the end of the day, it's something that is an option, and that option just makes sense to me at this stage of my life. Maybe one day I'll enjoy cleaning and have a bit more time to clean, but right now it's just a no-brainer ultimately. But you know, these are examples of what Dubai offers. You know, you can literally get anything, like I said, within an hour. All the way through to fueling your car, right? For example, if your car is in the parking lot and you're sitting in here and you're like, shit, I need to go somewhere and I don't know if I've got enough fuel and I don't have time to get the fuel before I arrive at my destination. I've got meetings right up to that point. That would be an example. You can literally go on an app on your phone and order fuel to your car, and someone will come out and top up your car. By the time you go to get in your car, it'll be fully loaded with fuel, full tank, and off you go and drive. You pay via the app. It's just incredible, and I guess that's what Dubai is. They've really tried to make it as easy as possible for people to live here and for people to excel here. You know, everything is instant, everything is easy, everything is seamless. Honestly, as a resident, I really appreciate it because I've never experienced anything like this. Now, don't get me wrong, again, you can get stuff delivered to your house in London, you can get a cleaner, you can, you know, all of these things, but I just get the sense that here is very different. Like I said, it's a complete different level. I have been in calls all morning, and I'm really trying to set up Wednesdays as my content day, if you like. But today, things just have not sort of transpired the way I'd hoped. Like I say, sort of been in calls all day, and I've had to get away from the desk. I've just got like a real creative block at the moment where I cannot write. Like, I've got all my ideas down and all I have to do is write the scripts, but for some reason I've been sat looking at my laptop for like the last hour and a half, just staring blankly. Just this screen, it just seems impossible. So I'm going to take you guys with me to show you what I have been addicted to lately, and I don't know if it's a great addiction to have, but it certainly tastes amazing. So it's this little place just around the corner from where I live, and it's like this little Japanese restaurant. Let me show you. I don't know the name of it, it's really bad, but these guys are like incredibly friendly and they do the best bubble tea in the entire planet. Let me show you this place. Now we wait. Thank you very much. Thank you. Alright, we're sorry. Thank you. What a glorious day here in Dubai, once more, very different to last week. This right here is my favourite time of day in the apartment. Look at the sunsets like through the buildings just over here. Watch this. The sunset's just like through there and it's just beautiful. It happens every day at exactly this time right here, which is 6 p.m. and it's absolutely stunning. I just sit here at my desk and it usually signifies a sort of like day coming to a close. For the most part, you know, this is usually the time where I would go and you know, get dinner, stuff like that, start to think about other things, and I would jump on the laptop a little bit later on once I've recharged. But today is a little different as I've got another sales call. Sales calls are coming through thick and fast at the moment, but yeah, jumping on one with actually a guy that we had the first sales call, like a discovery call with last week. So yeah, going to jump in and see how we go.
Hey Rich.
Hi John, how are you?
Doing great. How are you?
I'm very good. All right, exciting stuff. Thanks again, John. Really excited to get this thing kicked off.
I'm waiting for your homework and your invites.
Okay, awesome stuff. We'll speak soon.
All right.
Cheers.
Have a good night.
I'll update you. Thanks. Bye-bye. Another client. Let's fucking go. So that client just there, I can say client now, it's been going on for quite some time. They have like a really cool software that is, they've got no marketing at all, like social media marketing. And so, yeah, we sort of reached out and he was a bit hesitant because he wasn't sure on the return of investment. Yeah, like last week we were just sort of bouncing things around. Now we do have a stipulation where we offer people, if they've not got any social medias, like startups, if they've not got any social media presence at all and they've not done anything so far to this point, then we offer them a first month free. Not many startups have the funds to just like go and spend the 3, 5, 10,000 that we ask up front there and then. And so if they've not tried anything, then you know, we believe that it's our duty as well to help them and sort of point them in the right direction. So we offer them like a month up front for free. Here's the key, right? I think you can only ever offer something for free when your thing is really fucking good. And I'm not being cocky or big-headed here. I genuinely believe that our thing, our service is elite. It genuinely is. We've spent so long, like blood, sweat, tears, and a lot of time developing this to be the very best it can be. And I genuinely believe that on the marketplace right now, we are right up there. We want to be the best, but we're right up there. And so my point is, we can afford, like I can have confidence offering a month for free, losing out on $3,000 because I am nearly certain that will equate into like a long-term client, because all he needs to see is how good it actually is and how much benefit he's going to get. And with that, he's naturally just going to be like, okay, take my money for, you know, another month, for a month, for a month, for a month, for a month. And it, you know, that equates to a lot of money. Anyway, jumping on with Scott to give him the good news.
Hello.
How are you?
All good. You?
Yeah, man. I was just telling the vlog here, Scott, one sec.
Hello.
I was just telling the vlog here that we just got a new client. Another one.
Another one.
Another one. Let's go.
Get it in the bag.
Get in the bag. So, every Wednesday night, my dear fiance goes to yoga down on the marina, which allows for some self-bonding time, I guess. And what I choose to do every Wednesday night, every single Wednesday night, honestly, without fail at this point, is go to my favourite local restaurant, which serves the most insane chicken katsu curry. It's honestly incredible. I also get these little vegetable spring rolls as well. Now, Charlotte does like this food, don't get me wrong, but it's one of those, you know, when you're a couple and like you fancy one thing and then the other person's just like, nah, not really feeling that. That happens a lot with us. And so what ends up happening is like, we make exceptions, of course, like any good relationship. And then we end up ordering something that we don't necessarily want. I'm not saying that I do that a lot, but in this instance, Wednesdays are just the perfect day for me to, because basically Charlotte she never fancies this particular food. So yeah, I found a place that is insane, honestly, incredible. And it comes like this. and then the curry sauce comes to the side like this. And yeah, every Wednesday night I phone them, and it's getting to the point now where they're like, yeah, chicken katsu curry. And yeah, I go around, collect it, come back here and eat it basically while watching, I don't know, some random sports talk or whatever, for just a nice half an hour of my life. So yeah, this is just like Wednesdays for me.
That is everything that you have to rent the right to do before that and tomorrow.
Dinner was great. I'm about to film now. This is the studio. Dining room, table turned studio. This is what it will look like once we get going here. The phone's all set up, ready to start recording. We've got the green light over here in this corner. We've got the purple light up here, and then the soft box here sort of shining down onto me. I'll be obviously sat behind the mic, and then this camera will sit sort of like here somewhere, just to act as like a secondary camera, just to sort of switch between. But yeah, overall this is it. This is what we're dealing with. One day we will have a studio, one day. But right now we've just got to make do with this, and you know, that's another reason that I'm documenting this whole process as well, because you know, it's going to be quite cool to see the growth. Do you remember the day we were filming from here? So yeah, I've got a lot to go through here, making a video tonight about the top 10 AI tools for content creation in 2024. So I'm excited to get it shot and ultimately get it out in a couple of weeks. So I need to go and get into this. All right, heading out. It's Friday evening, taking myself off for a run. I want to talk a little bit about this here car and how we got it and how much we pay and stuff like that. Give me a sec, let me get in the car. Now, it's worth noting that you almost certainly need a car if you live here in Dubai. There's no real public transport. I mean, there is. You have a metro line that is, it's good, like, but it is just literally one metro line. It's not like London where you have the underground, or New York where you have the metro, and all other sort of major cities, I guess. Like Dubai literally has one sort of line, and you know, it works, it operates fine, it's great if you are going somewhere close to that line. Like I say, you need a car to get around. There's loads of ways of acquiring a car. The app that we use is called Easy Car. You'll be able to see the sticker back here in the window. It really is easy. You know, they delivered it to our house. You can sort of rent a car for the day, for the week, for the month. We are doing it on this like long-term sort of lease at the moment. And yeah, you just click a few buttons, they turn up at your door. We are paying around 2,200 dirhams a month, which is pretty good. Like, that's your insurance and everything. And the fuel out here is super cheap, as you can imagine. So yeah, driving here isn't fun, like, at all. But I would take it over constantly using Ubers, although probably like for the amount that I go out in the car, Ubers would be much cheaper. But I'm paying kind of for convenience, honestly, for like those days that I just, you know, for example, if I've got a meeting or like nights like this where I just want to jump in the car and go out. In the weekends as well, you know, it means that we can sort of take ourselves off and yeah, explore a little bit more than we would if we didn't have the car. So having a car is definitely a must, I would say.
We still love it though. 048715544. I want to give you 1,000 dirhams, all thanks to Aston.
Now, when it comes to actually parking, for the most part in Dubai, like if you're going to the main malls and stuff like that, it's free. But you know, for all the side streets and sort of beach areas and stuff like that, you will mostly have to, yeah, just use basically the parking sort of like numbers, I guess. And there's an app. It's really easy and it's really cheap as well. Like compared to the UK, parking up beside the beach here, for example, would probably cost like, I don't know, 3-4 quid an hour, I would imagine. Here it's like 20p.
I'm a villain, killing when I'm barring. Brothers in the hood, just like the movie that's
Okay, it's time to run. Now, I really want to take running on way more this year, and I was supposed to run in a half marathon about 4 weeks ago, but in the lead up, sort of around Christmas time, I trained way too hard, I pushed way too hard, and I ended up getting injured, and I've not been able to run since.
service in my whip, I phone the boss to bring my car in. I could probably take a trick, but I just wouldn't cause she's jarring.
I actually trained legs yesterday, so I'm a little tight, but I've came down here to Kite Beach because they have like this amazing sort of running track, but it basically runs all the way from the Burj Al Arab, which is up here behind me, which is I think it's like one of the best or biggest hotels in the world, I think, known Dubai, probably. And then it runs all the way up to like Dubai Water Canal, which is like sort of downtown. This is where the half marathon that I signed up for was supposed to be, sort of like starting from the Burj Al Arab to Burj Khalifa. So yeah, I was really looking forward to it, but again, I got injured, so they have this like this running track here, which is, well, it looks like this. Let me show you. It's kind of like really soft and spongy. So the idea is tonight to sort of come down here and yeah, ultimately do a little bit of running. And when I say a little bit, that's a note to self, because it's very easy for me to just do too much, hence why I got injured in the first place. But this year, I really want to challenge myself and push myself, not just with the business, but also physically as well. And I've never run a marathon or never really been into anything like that. But this year I really want to run a marathon. So the idea is that I start training now, and hopefully my knee doesn't hurt, and then yeah, we sign up for a marathon and we start training properly. So super slow and steady run. I keep saying that to remind myself not to go too quick. We'll see what happens. Alright, we are 2k deep, without doubt the slowest I've ever run in my life, but we're pain-free so far, all thanks to the spongy surface, potentially. Going well so far. I'm just a little bit bored, so I figured it'd be a good time to discuss why originally I moved to Dubai, because everything I've listed so far to this point in this video I didn't really know existed until I got here. So I guess the original decision for me was the tax situation, right? As we all know, Dubai, UAE, you don't pay tax. There is corporate tax now for businesses where you pay 10% over a certain amount, but on your personal income you don't pay any tax. And of course, as you know, in the UK it's a lot. Like, you're paying, 20% on your personal tax, you're paying 20% on your corporate tax. For me, that was a key decision to come to Dubai. Now, I'm not saying for a second that I'm against tax or anything like that, but it just didn't make sense for me because I was never in the UK. I was always traveling. I was never there. And so for me to simply hand over 40% of my income, so to speak, or 20% of my income, 20% of the business's profits, just didn't make sense to me. So I started exploring other options, one of which was, of course, Dubai. And the original plan, because once you do set up and register here, once you do get your residency, you only have to actually come into the country twice a year. So I looked at it, and I'd never been here before in my life, and yeah, set it up, came here for the first time to collect the papers and the documents. And like I say, it was in the middle of July, it was extremely hot, but it was really good. And the plan was to sort of just get set up, spend 1 month here, and then sort of disappear and go traveling off again. But then, yeah, I kind of fell in love with everything that I've mentioned so far in this video, the safety aspect, the cleanliness, the people, the mindset, the fitness aspect as well, how easy everything is. And we sort of left after a month, and within a day I was like, I'm booking another flight, I'm just going back. So what I did, spent a couple of days more in an Airbnb, found the apartment that I'm now living in, and yeah, probably one of the best decisions I've ever made in my life, because the opportunities, which is another thing, the opportunities that have then came from that is sort of unparalleled. It's like nowhere else. Right now, there is so many wealthy people moving to and setting up business here in Dubai. And yeah, for me personally, it just made so much sense. The lads are out tonight. But yeah, it just made so much sense because, like I say, you would never get access to these sort of opportunities anywhere else in the world. So, if I was traveling around, another thing I don't really like anymore, don't get me wrong, I love traveling, I love seeing new places, but right now my mindset is all about business and growing and scaling, and it's very difficult to do that when you are constantly on the move. So yeah, I guess everything just sort of made sense to me, and that is why we're here, that's why we love it. And in that time I completed another kilometre, no pain. You have no idea just how good that feels to get out and run again. Now, don't get me wrong, It wasn't anything. I say run with the commas inverted. I ran 5k. But you know what? Last week running 5k, even at that speed, felt like a fairy tale. Just to get out, like I say, wasn't fast by any means. It felt great though. Like, I wouldn't say entirely 100% pain-free. We've still got a little bit to go, but get ice back in the leg tonight, and yeah, maybe sometime next week we'll go again. Just slow and steady. I think I know I went way too hard. Basically, I'm not a runner. Like, I'm nowhere near a runner, and it's funny when you get to a certain age, you're like, you get bored, and then you go, oh, what can I do? I'll just go running. It's always like a telling sign someone's getting too old and doesn't really know what else to do with their life when they start running and putting themselves through needless pain. But that's what I started doing. Within a week, I was like, fuck it, sign up for a half marathon. I was actually going to sign up for a marathon that was 2 weeks out here in Dubai, and I was like, could I? I started looking up online, like, you know, how much time do you need to prep for a marathon? Like 3 months, 4 months, you know, otherwise your legs will fall off basically. And yeah, I just figured that wasn't the best idea. So then I signed up for a half, like 6 weeks out. And yeah, I pushed it hard. Like, I was running like 16k, 18k in like my second and third week of running. Like, bear in mind, again, I am not a runner. I've not been running for any length of time. And you know, I was going at a pretty good speed as well. And yeah, the knee just completely packed in on me, as it had every right in doing so. So, you know, it's been a long time. That was like the week before Christmas that happened, and I've kind of tried maybe 3 or 4 times to run again in that time, like going back out and giving it a go, you know, like, come on, it can't be that bad. And every time I've lasted like, you know, 1k, 1.5k. So yeah, it feels good. Okay, one question I've had a fair bit since moving here to Dubai is, can you buy alcohol? Like, is it easy to buy or get alcohol? Like, do people drink over here? And the answer to both those questions, to all those questions, is yes. Like, people drink. It's relatively easy to get alcohol. There's bars, there's pubs, there's clubs. Alcohol is expensive, more so than it would be, say, in London, a little bit, because, you know, it's not the thing to do over here. The reason I'm bringing this up is because as I was leaving my run, Charlotte, my fiance, messaged me and she said, hey, can you pick me up some beers? Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't know where I'm going, but also, since sort of moving here, I've stopped drinking, like, for the most part. I'll be honest, like, I don't get me wrong, I still have a little bit, but really this year I've really dialed it back. Not that I was like a crazy drinker in any sense of the word, but to actually go and purchase alcohol, right, you need a license. You need to get an actual alcohol license, which, by the way, is easy to get. Like, once you're a resident, you can easily get one of these licenses, right? You can just simply go to the alcohol shop. They don't sell alcohol in grocery stores or anything like that, like supermarkets. So you need to go to these specialist sort of places for alcohol, which only sell alcohol. The fact that you have to go to these places, which are a little bit, you know, not out the way, there's a lot of them, I'll be honest, but they are still out the way. You're only going to this place for alcohol, so you have to physically go out your way in order to acquire the alcohol. So for that reason, I guess, like, you know, it's probably not as accessible. Like, if you really want it, obviously you can get it, but it's just not there on your face all the time like it would be back home. Now, I'll be honest, like, if I was hearing this before being here, I'd be like, oh, that doesn't sound like fun. But honestly, it's actually a good thing in my eyes, because what it then does is it the want and the need and the desire is kind of gone. So then therefore you just end up not drinking. Like, for a lot of people here in Dubai don't drink. Anyway, I'm trying to find this place. I have no clue where it is. I think it's back around this corner. Yeah, I was right beside it all along. So this is it. This is the alcohol store, MMI. These guys have just got their alcohol. I'm going in to get mine. It is super busy in here, as you can see. We're going to pick up some beers. I don't know what you'd like, but yeah, let's go for bottles. She always likes bottles. Here we go. These will do the trick. Don't break the box. Just like that. Alcohol acquired. Alright, Saturday morning. We're up early at it in the gym for an arms and shoulder session. My split right now is chest, back, arms and shoulders, legs, chest and back, arms and shoulders, legs. So it's a full 7-day training, along with hopefully adding running into that as well. So yeah, really going sort of all out this year for the fitness. That's the goal, that's the plan. I'm eating like an absolute horse at the minute, cramming a ton of calories down, trying to put on a bit of weight. My weight really fluctuates. When I was traveling, I lost so much, and then when I was in London, I sort of went through this like bulk phase, and I put on probably like close to 10 kg, honestly, and I'd never felt better. I felt so good in that time. But since then, because life has kind of been all over the place, so I missed the routine, didn't really have that, and so yeah, I sort of lost my weight again. Like, I'm just naturally sort of thin, I guess, and I hate that. So yeah, getting back at it, trying to pile on the weight. I just wanted to quickly talk about Dubai and what it offers. You know, like this gym right now, as you can see, is this is in our apartment, right? In London, I was paying probably 30 quid a month for my gym membership, and this gym's probably arguably better, honestly, and the fact that it's in the building just makes so much more sense. So it's just really easy to get into a routine, and it means that there's just zero excuses as well to get the workout in on a daily basis. So the fact that it's here is great. We've also got a sauna and a pool on the roof. This, compared to London, again, you're just getting so much more bang for your buck. You know, when I was in London, there's none of this. Like, unless you were staying at like a really, I guess, fancy, top of the range sort of place, this isn't a thing. Whereas here in Dubai, a lot of the places that we looked at, gyms in the building, saunas, pools, they're all very prominent. They're all very prominent things. And even a parking space, you know, you saw me getting in the car yesterday. Again, in London, having a car, there's no real need to have a car in London, but if you did, there's no way to park. Like, you park it in the street, it costs a fortune, basically. So here is just set up for just a much higher quality of life, and I love that. So no Sunday would be complete, no week for that matter would be complete without a trip to our favourite breakfast slash brunch slash lunch spot, and that's where we're heading right now. We're driving down to the marina to get ourselves our usual Sunday breakfast. And I wasn't planning on vlogging today, but I figured as well that no sort of vlog, especially one about Dubai and how much I love it here and why I moved here, would be complete without showing you our go-to Sunday food spot. So that's where we're headed right now. The weather again today it's not very Dubai-esque. I don't know what's going on, to be honest, but it's probably a good thing, because otherwise the plan today was just to sort of lie on the beach all day.
Way too exclusive. Chilling in Dubai, know I get it all inclusive. Now may I ask if you can find it in your spirit to leave us all alone and go and mind your fucking business. Looking in the mirror saying my key or the illest.
Okay, so these are the last words I'm going to say in this vlog. I'm going to go and enjoy my Sunday, enjoy my food. I will show you the food though when it comes, and just know that I thoroughly enjoyed it. But for the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you would like to see or hear more about what setting up business in particular was like, the process, then I would love to talk about that. And I might just do a video anyway, but if you want to hear about anything in particular, like what that process was like, you know, how I went about it and stuff like that, then let me know. If you want to know or hear more about anything else related to business, related to Dubai, related to life in general, also let me know, and I will make a video about that too. Can I have the yeah, can I have the chicken Benedict, please? Soft. This right here is the go-to chicken Benedict, and here it is, sports fans. Here it is. It comes with this big bunch of potatoes that you can see here. We've also got the chicken breast. Under here is a muffin. There we go. Sauce, some spice, and then obviously the egg on top. Banging.